Here's my super cluttered workbench porting setup. Got parts from two different saws laying around here, along with some parts from some dead ones, but it'll clean up a little bit this evening. Here's what we're aiming for. This was stock numbers with a base gasket. The base gasket on this was about 20 thousandths thick, so my current squish is about 28, 29 thousandths in the spot that I measured it. I'll live with that, being that there's no machine work done, and it gives me room to move everything if I fudge up on a port or something. These numbers are pretty good for a 50cc saw, being that the base gasket's removed here. The intake's probably going to change. I got to check that again. I'm about to check my transfers and exhaust timing. So I got a ring stuffed in the cylinder, and I got my wheel set at 122. And that should be where my transfers are at. And they're pretty close. That one of them's a little past on the intake side, which that don't bother me too much if that intake is slightly higher. They come out all right. Actually looks like I matched them up pretty good. Not the best, but try to do things just as evenly as I possibly can. It's all freehand, so it actually looks like it come out pretty good. I'll call that 122. On second thought, I decided I want to take just a little more to get everything firing as evenly as possible. I'm going to take a little bit more out of here because that you can just see the lip of that ring and the edge of that transfer. If you switch to this side, you can see half or 3/4 of that ring is exposed. So I'll move this transfer a little more. Just try and smooth that one out on the roof of it a little more, and then try and match that angle a little bit better. So I got a little more work to do. That's the ring on the roof of the exhaust at 106 degrees, so I pretty much nailed that. Once it cleans up, it might add another degree or half a degree, but I'm not too concerned about that. Just have to clean it up, rebevel everything. These ports here I'll probably get with a diamond burr so I don't go overboard, and just check them a lot. But I want everything to match as well as I can. And then the intake actually landed about the same as where it was, 73, I think it was. I think I measured it at 74, but I was really pushing it, so I'll leave the intake be. If if I think it needs more, we'll add to it. I did widen it a little bit, widened up the exhaust port quite a bit compared to what it was. You can really see there how much it chewed into it. I need to shape it a little bit better, and then that burr finish makes it look real bad on the phone, but it's alright. It'll look nice by the time I'm done. Here's where I end up. I just did 400 grit on the exhaust. transfers came out pretty nice. Intake had just widened up a little bit. Transfers on the other side. See all the transition areas they had to grind on. Just taking some angles out of these ports. And then on my Strato reeds, I ground the heads off of the screws. If they're stuck, you can get caps from Echo. I don't think I'm not gonna mess with these reeds or anything like that. But sits on there like that. And the reason why I ground them screws off is because they were taking up a lot of space in these ports. You can kind of see, I mean, it looked like they were blocking half of that off. But I think my final numbers were 106 on the exhaust, 120 or 121 on that transfer. Point at it with a straw. Like 120 or 121 right here. That one sits at 122, and I think I'm 73 or 74 degrees on the intake. It's my saw, so if I need to rip it apart, if something feels like it's holding it back, I'll probably give it more intake and then just go from there. But probably be putting it together tomorrow.